The Journal of Youth and Adolescence surveyed 650 Black ninth graders. And in their results, they found that the lack of positive role models increased substance abuse and decreased academic performance. And the presence of positive role models increased resilience among these youth. I'm Chaplain Adeel Zeb. Welcome to our series, WoRx. Today's lesson will be on role models in our lives. The first hadith I want to mention is narrated by Anas in Sahih Bukhari. On the conquest of Mecca, the war booty was being distributed, the spoils of war, the treasures, of conquest. And the Ansar, who were the helpers, who were the ones who were hosting the Muhajirin, the ones who were traveling from Mecca to Medina, they were getting the, you could say, short end of the stick in terms of the war booty, the spoils of war, the treasures. And they were upset by this. And the Prophet ﷺ kind of verified, this is what's up, this is why you're upset. And they're like, yeah, this is why we're upset. And the Prophet ﷺ said, let them have all of those things. You have me. You have the messenger of God. And then they started crying. And then he started crying. And they all started crying. Right? And that is the importance that I wanted to mention today as the primary evidence of having positive, good role models in your life. And how that can affect you when you get into the depths of this dunya, in this worldly life, into material acquisitions, and getting to the depravity of risk-taking behaviors. A good positive role model can recalibrate you on what's actually important in life and what's going to uplift you and enhance you in this life and the next. The Journal of Youth and Adolescence surveyed 650 Black ninth graders. And in their results, they found that the lack of positive role models increased substance abuse and decreased academic performance. And the presence of positive role models increased resilience among these youth. So we need to ask ourselves, are young people in our Muslim communities, whether they come from the African American experience or from the international Muslim experience, or they're converts, or from their mixed families or blended families, are they ready with positive role models in their lives that can guide and model what it means to be American and Muslim simultaneously, integrating these identities without becoming assimilated into a culture that is not totally in synchronized with Islamic values and ethics. So that's a driving point that I want to make. What are we doing to produce youth directors, to produce chaplains, to produce sheikhas, to produce role models for our youth, and also to some extent young professionals, and to some extent for the elders as well. I think this idea that you have to be older than someone to be a role model is not really true and authentic and effective, but thinking about how can we generate people that become the moral compass and ethical leaders through a ministry of presence or fellowship, if you like the Prophet ﷺ showed the example of. Ideally, what we would want to do is institutionalize chaplains, youth directors, sheikhas for our community at large, in most of the communities across North America. But in the meantime, what we can do is you can find someone who can be a role model for you in the realm of health, wealth, spiritual formation, and relationships. Choose one of these. And then of these, identify 3 to 5 people who can fit one of those 4 categories. And when you talk to that person, ask in a way that the relationship can be reciprocal. Show the value added that you can bring to that mentor, so that mentor wants to work with you. And this is the hardest part, making the ask. Especially with you Gen Zs. I know you don't like to have awkward conversations, don't like to be confrontational, But this is how you can help it, by making it an ask, but also offering what you can do for that mentor. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button. And if you want more, check out our playlist, WoRx, 40 ways to connect with yourself and with others. Thank you. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.